Okay, I am prepping my ingredients to make the dough for my whole wheat flatbread pita bread. I already pre-measured the flour. It's 1 1/4 cups bread flour, 1 1/4 cups whole wheat flour. What I do is I tablespoon it into a measuring cup, level it off with a knife, and then put it in here. It's already whisked and ready. Right now I'm trying to get the liquids to lukewarm. I made this a little bit too warm. I don't want to kill the yeast. This one I'm going to put in the microwave, maybe, let's try 25 seconds and see if that goes better. One thing I have learned about bread making is measurement matters, so I am very exact with my measurements. Other types of cooking you can kind of ad-lib, not with baking bread, not making any type of homemade bread. Okay, I put in 1 1/2 teaspoon active dry yeast. Let's go ahead and put in 1 teaspoon of sugar. Okay, the yeast, water, and sugar are all in this big bowl. It's a metal bowl because I plan on I'm just going to leave it in here. Just whisk it all together so the yeast gets exposed to all the sugar in the water, and we can activate it. Oh, it smells good. Alright, now what we're going to do is let it sit for about 10 minutes until it's frothy. Looks like it's already starting to get frothy. Okay. That looks pretty frothy to me. Now we're going to add the milk. Let me make sure it's about the right temperature. Nope, I need to make the milk a little warmer. Hold on, let me put it in the microwave for about 10 seconds maybe. Okay, here's the milk. I already pre-measured it. It's lukewarm. The next thing I need to add is a tablespoon of olive oil. Okay, let's go ahead and whisk all this together. Okay. Alright, I already mixed the bread and the whole wheat flour together. I'm going to take this out. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add the flour, and then I'm going to stir it with a sturdy wooden spoon or spatula. Let's go with I think this will work. Okay, we'll go ahead and put in the flour and stir it with a spoon or spatula till the dough becomes shaggy and sticky. I'm going to have to turn this off. It got shaggy and sticky right away because actually the bread flour is pizza flour mixed with some vital wheat gluten, so didn't take long. Okay, what I'm going to do now is turn this onto, let me clear my counter because I have to knead next. Trying to film and do this at the same time. It's looking good. I didn't have to add any flour or anything. I knead it in here because I don't have a big kitchen, so I use this. I just kind of flip it around and go like that. Yep, it's looking good. I think in about 5 minutes we're going to be done. Yeah. Okay, the dough is soft, smooth, and slightly elastic. When I press down, it bounces right back. That means I did good with the kneading. Now we're going to place the dough in an oiled bowl. Like there's a little bit of oil in it, turning to coat. Yeah, it's kind of hard to. It's actually a little bit too warm in there. I had to let some of this air out. You want it to be like maybe 110 degrees. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, I've covered it with plastic wrap. That's to keep it from drying out. Let me make sure I'm going to just shut the door. It'll probably be doubled in size within 45 minutes. And then what I'm going to do is split it into 2 balls and store it in the refrigerator so I can make fresh pita bread some other day. It's just that trying to do all this in one day when I make my Gyros is a lot. So I'm trying to, spread it out. So I don't get overwhelmed trying to do all this in one day. It's just that there's nothing like Homemade gyros with homemade bread. Fresh bread from the oven is the best. Okay, it has definitely doubled in size. And now I'm going to punch it down. Whew. Oh my goodness. I wasn't expecting it to be this gooey, huh? I may have to put it on a floured surface like they recommend. Yeah. Apparently when I punched it, actually when I punch it down, it's kind of coming off of here. Maybe I need to punch it down some more. Well, I'm going to divide it up into 2 parts, but I'm going to see if I can do it evenly. I might have to do this like the way I did it. Actually, I think it looks right. Okay, let's just kind of like form it into a roll right here. And then I'm going to split it. I probably need to form it into a roll. I'll just form it into a roll right in here. And then just cut it in half and put 1/2 in there and 1/2. Yeah, let me get like a knife or something here. Hold on. Yeah. I'm just going to use a chef's knife. Let's see. Just to try to make it even. It looks about middle right there. This is turning out not quite like pizza dough, you know. Pizza dough is a little, I don't know. It's like it likes to stick to the pan. I think I'm going to have to just kind of do like I did with the dough. Actually looks kind of right. See? I'm just going to go like this. Okay. All right, there. Okay. Put this over here. Just kind of like roll it around in the oil so it doesn't stick. I can see why they say to put it in oil. Oh. Maybe I didn't use enough oil. Okay, basically I'm going to wrap it up in plastic and then put it in an airtight container. And then I plan on baking it. I'm hoping I have enough plastic here. Let's turn it this way. I'm going to this one here. Said that they look like they're about the same size. Okay. I'm hoping I've got enough for 3 of them here. Actually, this one seems a little heavier. Well, well, let me just roll this one around. Maybe one of the pita breads are going to be a little smaller than the other ones. Okay, let's just go ahead and cover you up real good. Okay. Well, they look like they're about the same size. Now what I'm going to do is cover these up and put them both in the refrigerator. And I'm probably going to end up making pita bread tomorrow or the day after. So, but I thought I could make the pita bread today, but I actually don't have the chicken ready, okay? And it just seems like this is just too much to do in one day. So, because I'm making homemade tzatziki sauce, homemade pita bread. So let me get going on. So this will be This cooking video will be finished on another day. This is going in the fridge. I'm going to put a cover on it and put it in the fridge. Okay, I'm getting ready to marinate the chicken thighs, boneless, skinless chicken thighs that I'm going to use to make gyros with. And to do that, I need to grate some, I'm wondering if I want to use this one, grate some garlic. I'm not sure if this is gonna, I know why they're saying grate, because that's going to put more of the garlic flavor into the meat. I happen to love the flavor of garlic. I've really taken a liking to Greek and Italian cuisine lately. So let me go ahead and grate this. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, let me go ahead and do that. Okay. I grated as much as I could without harming my fingers. What I'm going to do is just go ahead and mince this part here and just throw it in with the grated garlic and that way I don't waste my garlic. Yeah, this will work. It's kind of grated already anyway, right? Well, the chicken needs to marinate for at least an hour. I'm debating on whether I already have the pita bread in the refrigerator the dough is in there from yesterday. And I only had a little bit of tacos left over from the other day. Okay, let's go ahead and just throw this in here. Yeah. That'll work. Oh, you can't see it. It's right here. Yeah. Trying to film and do all this at the same time. Let me go ahead and turn this off, and I'm going to go ahead and get my dry ingredients ready, and I'm going to make the marinade sauce. Okay, the recipe calls for this amount of ingredients based on 2 pounds. I've got 1.5 pounds. So I'm going to kind of scale this down to about 3/4 of everything here. I'm just going to sort of guesstimate, though I probably put in a whole extra garlic. It's okay, I like garlic, so it'll probably make it good. So now, let's go ahead and work on the dry spices. A tablespoon dried crushed oregano, so let's make that 1 3/4, and I've got it in my little crusher here. 1 3/4. We're going to go ahead and put that in there. So let's make that. We're going to make that maybe like not quite a full tablespoon, maybe about 3/4 of it. Yeah, that's good. All right. Let's go ahead and crush it so it will have a nice flavor. That's the purpose for crushing spices here. Yeah. And then the way I wash this is just plain old water. I have a special brush that I bought just to wash this thing. It looks like I have it here for a decoration, but I actually use it. It's just that I don't have any room in the kitchen, so I keep it out here. All right. Okay. My allergies are acting up. Somebody doesn't like my cooking. All right. Let's go with 1.5 teaspoons of salt. This is kind of tricky. I'm going to take it off this way. might even go with less than that. I don't like too much salt. That's good. Okay. There's the salt. Next dry ingredient, 2 teaspoons paprika. Same thing with the paprika. We're going to go easy on this. About the same, I'm going to bring it down. Oops. Doesn't fit here. I have a different measuring stick in here. This is a half teaspoon, so we'll just get 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Yeah, like I said, I don't have 2 pounds of meat, so. All right. 1 teaspoon ground cumin. Oh, I forgot to get the cumin. Hold on a minute. I'm back. Here's the cumin. Okay, so let's get 1 teaspoon ground cumin. Let's make that 3/4 of a teaspoon of ground cumin. Actually, I can do it this way. I'll just guesstimate. That looks good. Yeah. Okay. 3/4 of a teaspoon of ground coriander. Because I'm like I said, I don't have a full 2 pounds of meat here, so I'm gonna kind of bring it down. Okay. That's about right. Coriander. Half teaspoon of quarter teaspoon of ground pepper. We'll go with about 3/4 of that. Let's see if I can get this in here. The pepper will give it a nice spunk, but I definitely. How much is that? Okay, 1/4. That'll work. All right, and a 1/4 teaspoon crushed red pepper flakes. We're gonna bring it down. This will give it a bit of a spunk. That's good. All right. Now, so these are the dry spices. And like I said, I did about 3/4 of what the recipe called for because I don't have quite the amount of meat. Okay. Alrighty. And I'm going to do the same thing with the wet ingredients. It calls for a 1/4 cup olive oil. I don't want this to be grease city, so I'm going to bring that down too. So let's go ahead and let me get my measuring cup. Alright, my liquid measure here. Alright, let me get my meat, hold on. Place the chicken in a large mixing bowl. Here we go, Mr. Chicken. Alrighty. I need to have a garbage can here, hold on. For the lemon juice, now it says a 1/4 cup. Like I said, I don't have quite 2 pounds, so we're going to go down. quarter cup. Let's go to about 3/4 of a quarter cup. That's good. Lemon juice. And I definitely don't want to drown it in oil, although I have learned from cooking experience that a little bit of oil. Chicken's been kind of dry lately because this may not be from a real bird. It might be something my men have genetically constructed. So we'll give it a little bit of oil here. That's good enough. I actually put in quite a bit less. I just don't want to be Bat City here. There's enough here to do the job, okay? This is high quality oil too. This is the Partana organic extra virgin. I happen to have it, so I'm using it, right? Extra virgin olive oil from Sicily. Greek recipe, but I can use Italian oil. Alrighty. Add the grated garlic on top. Add the grated garlic. Here we go. Add the grated garlic on top. I love garlic, so I'm actually using a little bit more. And all of the dry spices. Here we go. Toss well to coat. Oh, it's time for me to take my... Okay, let me go ahead and work on that. Okay. My alarm went off to tell me to take my Zyrtec. Now, let's go ahead and get this nice and this marinade all over the meat. Now I need to let it marinate. I'm going to let this marinate overnight, but let's just make sure that all the meat is coated well. Yeah. And after this, I'll make my homemade tzatziki sauce. And then tomorrow, I'm going to have this for brunch. Yeah. I'm going to be broiling it in my little oven. So I'll go ahead and save this. I'm going to cover the top with plastic wrap, put it in the refrigerator. Let's kind of spread it around some more still. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be broiling this in the oven. I've actually bought special cookware just for this so that I could make this on a regular basis because something tells me I'm going to love this. Yeah. Let's get all the meat here. Let's get it coated well. Okay. Yeah, this is a creative Gyro dish because beef is very expensive right now. So I wanted to come up with a delicious way to eat boneless, skinless chicken thighs because they're really easy to find around here. And I happen to love Greek and Italian cuisine. Okay. Alrighty. That's pretty good right there. Let me go ahead and put plastic wrap up on the top, and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator and let it marinate overnight. Okay, I have my windows open because there's going to be some fresh red onion that I'm going to have to grate. I'm making my homemade tzatziki sauce. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right. I need 1/4 cup of grated cucumber right now. Let's get this over here. And I'm going to, let's see, I think we'll use this. So I'm just going to grate this cucumber here till I get 1/4 cup. Okay, that's about 1/4 cup. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that in here. Now what I'm going to do with the rest of the half of the English cucumber is I'm going to dice it because I'm going to put it inside the bread, my homemade pita bread. Along with what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook the chicken. I'm going to put some diced cucumber, diced tomato, and some lettuce, and some thinly sliced red onion. Very little, because I usually don't like as much red onion as the Greeks like. So I love Greek food, but I like to tone down the spice on the red onion a little bit. So let me go ahead and dice the cucumber. And then I'll put that in a separate container. I'm going to go ahead and leave the skin on because I kind of like the skin flavor of the English cucumber. With English cucumbers, you really don't need to take the skin off. Let's get it in so that I can kind of like use this to stuff my pita bread tomorrow. Yeah. I'm probably going to be eating it 2 days in a row because I'm only one person. Yeah. Okay. So you see what I'm doing here? Actually, yeah. If worse comes to worse and I have more than I need, I can always throw it into a salad. You know, it'll work. The other half of the English cucumber I'm going to use for a tofu poke bowl. 1/4 cup grated onion. I'm guessing on this. Let's try this. I'm hoping my eyes can survive this. Do I have enough windows open? Yeah. That might be too much. I actually usually don't like as much onion as the Greeks use. Yeah, I think this is going to work. Yeah, I think you will do the whole thing. This will be sufficient. However this comes out, you will be good. Probably should have had another window open. Anyway, you see what I'm doing. I'm making about 1/4 cup grated onion here. Okay, I did the same thing with the onions like I did with the cucumbers. I minced the rest. But that's okay. So, yeah. I need to put it this way. There. Now, with this right here, I'm going to just cut that real thin because I'm going to throw some of those in the Gyros for tomorrow. So yeah, and I'll put that in a separate container. Okay. Now let's go ahead and add in, we're going to go ahead and put in a cup of plain, I'm using Greek yogurt. Yeah, let's put in a cup. Hold on a minute. We're going to add a cup of Greek yogurt to this. I'm not following the recipe exactly. After all, this is a Greek recipe, right? So, yeah. So I bought Greek yogurt for the occasion. There we go. Alrighty. Now, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. I might just throw it in one of my salads. 1/4 teaspoon garlic powder. I happen to like garlic, so I'll put a little bit more in. Okay. Now, combine them all. And then this is my tzatziki sauce. I'm wondering if I should put a little salt in this. This is from the American Heart Association cookbook. Actually, I think it's going to be fine the way it is. Yeah. Because I have salt in the marinade, so it'll be good. Alright, this is my tzatziki sauce. So I'm mixing it all up, and as you can see, there it is. Okay. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it in here. My homemade tzatziki, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right, but this is going to be going with my Gyros tomorrow. Okay. There it is, ready for tomorrow. I tasted it, it's really good. Yum. Yeah. I've made this before. It only tastes good if everything is from scratch. I have to make my own tzatziki sauce, my own pita bread, and then it's great. So I will continue this tomorrow. Okay, I've got my chicken here ready to grill. I'm going to let the meat come to room temperature before I put it in the broiler oven. I'm preheating the oven on broil. I special ordered this cookware just for this recipe. This cookware is all stainless steel and it can withstand broiler temperatures. In the meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and start making the pita bread. Okay, and this is going to be like perfect timing. I need 3 balls out of this. Let me see. Try to make them about the same size, because I'm going to be, this reminds me of when I made homemade yeah, I'm preheating the I don't know if I need, you know what, lightly floured is what the recipe says. You know what, I think I should have let this cool down to room temperature. I might be ruining my yeah, that's what they recommended with the pizza dough. You know what, I think I need to turn everything off and go take a shower. Yeah, do this later, because I remember I'm using cold dough here. Probably can't see what I'm doing. I'm using cold dough here, and I think that's going to end up being a problem. Yeah. What I could do, though, I know exactly what I can do. Yeah, I probably want to leave this out. Yeah. My comment, I know from experience making what I'm going to do is go ahead and roll it out and stack it with wax paper in between, and then I'll go take my shower. Let me go turn off all my ovens and stuff, and I'm waiting for the chicken to go to room temperature. Yeah, so let me turn this off for right now. Okay, it's not, I think I'm going to cook the chicken first, and then I'll make the pita bread. I'm going to be placing it about 4 inches below the broiler. Actually, I don't need to do this. Okay. And about halfway through, see it's 11, about halfway through, I'm going to flip it. So, okay, while that's cooking, I'm not going to wait for this dough to, it's been about an hour. I'm going to go ahead and get going on this. At least it's not as cold as it was. I'm wondering if I should use semolina flour. It needs to be lightly floured. Let's get like a teaspoon. I'm not sure semolina flour would work for pita bread. First time I've done this, so, you know, it's kind of like Let's see how it goes. Lightly floured seems correct. Yeah. This is bread flour here. Am I in the film? Yes, I am. Okay. I'm gonna do like I learned from making pizza. They said roll it out to about 8 inches in diameter, right? I could use the, now you don't want to roll pizza dough, but for pita bread I think that'll work. So we'll go this way. About 8 inches, eh? And once I roll it out, I'm going to put it on that wax paper over there, because I'll be baking it on a cast iron skillet. I know they roll it pretty thin. I know that much. Let's grab it up this way. Yeah, I probably should have let it warm up a little bit more. It's behaving like cold dough. Yeah. Let's see if I can get some more going that way. About 8 inches, huh? It's behaving like cold dough. As long as it tastes good, right? That's all I care about. I could try the trick with the bowl. Nah. That would make it. That's about 8 inches. Okay. I'm going to kind of stretch it out. I kind of like stretch it out. I don't know if I'm even on the camera. That's about 8 inches. Just enough to make it a good pita bread, right? Nothing like homemade pita bread. 8 inches. Okay, I'm paying attention to the clock here. Oh, I need to get another piece of wax paper. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That'll work. Right there. Probably got too much flour in here. Next candidate. You be nice, huh? Let's roll it in a circle. Am I in the camera here? Yeah, I am. Okay. I'm going to do like I do with pizza dough. Use my hands at first. The dough's kind of like cold, so it's like, nah. That chicken smells good. I probably should have. Next time I do this, I'm going to let the dough thaw out some more. Here's a trick on. Yeah. See, that's the problem when you're using your dough's too cold. It'll shrink right back. It won't. It's hard to manipulate. But I'm hungry. Oh my God! Let's see. I want to get this thing going. Okay. Here's a trick. Just kind of pull it up and see which areas are. You can kind of like stretch it out too. It's got good gluten. Okay, I'm looking at my clock here. Because I gotta flip that chicken. I got some tongs. Try to time this so that everything's about ready at the same time. I already pre-prepared my tzatziki. You know, about 8 inches is what I want, right? That's about right. Come on. There we go. Okay, I got 2 in there. I think it's, let me go check my chicken. I'm going to go in there, I can't film this because the oven's too hot, but I'm going to go in there with tongs and flip the chickens over. So let me just turn this over right. Oh, get another piece. I can kind of film this. Flip you. Flip you. Flip you. I gotta say, this looks good. The extra oil that it marinated in is probably going to help it from being too dry. Ah. Flip you. Did I flip this already? I can't remember. No. Okay. So, I'll put it on top of my bamboo, little bamboo cutting board that I'm going to be cutting the meat on. Huh? Actually, I need like a plate. Let's get a plate. First time I've ever made this, so it's like, okay. Let's go ahead and put it back in the broiler for about another 10 minutes. Okay. Want to burn myself? About 4 inches below the broiler, because I have a little oven. Okay, another 10 minutes. Back over here. Let's work on the final pita bread. Pita bread, yeah. Last one. Like I said, they don't have to be perfect shape, as long as it tastes good. And I'm able to put the meat in there and fold it over. Okay. Now this one's kind of at room temperature, so this one's probably going to behave a little bit better, maybe. Maybe. I think I got too much flour on here. Looks like I made the dough right. Yeah. So, now let's see if we can roll you out to 8 inches. you up. I'm going to see if I can pull it this way. Some tricks I learned from watching an Italian chef YouTube video. I think I've got too much flour on this. Oh, that reminds me. Well, that's okay. Yeah. Pull you up. This kind of bread has a different texture than pizza, so I think it's okay to use the rolling pin. Just so long as I'm able to fold it over and put meat in it, right? I put a little bit less dough in this one than I did in the other one. Okay, let's just go ahead and throw it over here. Put wax paper up on top of it. Yeah. And then when the chicken's done, then I'm going to work on the pita. I pulled out some pieces, and 3 others that are thicker I put back in the broiler, and I'm going to cook for a little bit. But in the meanwhile, let's go ahead and I actually put a thin layer of avocado oil on this because my pans are not seasoned real good. And I'm going to go ahead and plop a pita in here and start cooking. You say, and you got something in the oven? Yeah, this is called good multitasking. They were kind of hard to pull out. And then this one wrinkled on me, but I guess as long as it tastes good, eh? It's looking like a pita, though. About 2 minutes per side. Alright. I think I'm going to go ahead and turn the broiler off for this other chicken here. Alright, let's see. No, maybe I'll leave it on. Okay. I put the heat up a bit. It looks like it'll be delicious. Yeah. So, and then I'm just going to stack it on over here. I just wanted to try this recipe with warm bread, you know. Nothing like fresh bread. Let's go ahead and turn this off. Okay, while this is cooking, let me go ahead and take the chicken out. Now, where am I going to put that? All right, yeah. Oh, this looks like it's going to be really good. I think the pita bread's ready here. Let me see here. Haha. Yeah, that looks nice. Cook it a little bit more. And it's not a perfect shape, but as long as it tastes good, right? Ha! That looks good. So it needs to be on temperature 4 here. Yeah. Now let's see if I can take this one off without it wrinkling like this one, huh? You know what I have? No, let me see if I can think of. I have an idea. Well, okay. Wax paper doesn't seem to be the best way to handle this, or maybe it needed to be floured more. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know how to improve on this. Maybe use semolina. Semolina seems to be less sticky. Let me go ahead and flip you. Oh, that looks good though. Let's lower the heat a little bit. Down to 2.5. I don't know. bit of a, the bread looks like it's coming out right, but getting it from the plate to there is a bit of a challenge. I wonder how you do this. Yeah. It does look like it's going to be good, though. Alright. I'm storing this done bread over here with on top, underneath the kitchen towel. Because I plan on eating them all today. Now, if I was going to freeze it or something, I would wrap it in plastic wrap and then probably, but I'm not planning on doing that. So I may just have to live with an imperfect shape, as long as it tastes good, right? Let's lower the heat some more. Once this cools up, I'm going to chop this meat into small bits so I can throw it in the pita bread. About 2 minutes per side. The bread is all done. Let me just go ahead and chop this up into bite-sized pieces. I think I might want to use this knife. Looks like it'd be perfect. Well, let's play around. Let's see. This is my bamboo cutting board. Make it just the right size to go inside the pita bread. Okay, so you see what I'm doing here. Okay. So that's what I'm doing. I'm chopping it up, making it small. This is kind of like what it's like when I eat tacos. I have to assemble it and then eat it. So let's see how it goes here. Gives me a lot of dishes to do. Let's try this. Looks like, boy, I've given myself plenty to eat, haven't I? Okay, let's just go ahead and put some meat in here. I might end up having to freeze this bread. Yeah. Like I said, I never made this before. I don't want to get bad, but I know I have enough meat here for probably, well, anyways. Yeah, we're going to spread this out between 6 here. It's kind of like assembling a big taco. Yeah. Okay, that looks good there. And let's see, what else do I want in here? I think I'll throw in a little bit. There is some fresh onion in the my homemade tzatziki sauce. Actually, let's put my homemade tzatziki sauce next. Yeah. I have a feeling I'm going to end up freezing my bread. Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't sure. Like I said, I've never made this before. We'll throw a couple of these in. I don't like too much red onion. It burns my mouth out. That's good. Alright. Let's put a cover on the red onions. Ooh. And a little bit of English puke here. That's good. A little bit of lettuce. Like I said, this is almost like eating a taco. Yeah. And some fresh tomatoes. Okay. Let's see if this is any good. Almost kind of like rolling it over, huh? I think I need to spread it out a little bit more. More tzatziki sauce. Interesting. More meat. There was some more meat. Interesting. I mean, it needs a little salt. I can solve that easily. Hold on. Let me get the salt shaker. This is from the American Heart Association cookbook, sort of, you know. It's not bad, though. There, that'll work. Let's try it now. It's pretty good. Let me see, how does it compare to the lamb and beef gyro? This is an easy fix. I need to put some salt in the tzatziki sauce. You're not going to cooperate with me. Mix it in. Yeah. Other than that, not bad. Yeah. I'll go ahead and post this at my cooking channel. This is what it looks like. It's not bad. Just needed a little salt in the tzatziki sauce. In a world of secrets where darkness reigns, there's a warrior rising, breaking free from chains. She's Gail Schuler, her heart's pure and strong. With the power of love, she'll right the world's wrongs. Yeah! She's the first, a passionate crusader. Stand by the side, they'll conquer it all. Through space battles and trials.